Oh my God. So it's actually been a few years since I changed oil in this, which I know that's not good, but I don't drive it. I haven't driven that Camaro in a couple of years. I haven't driven that Thunderbird in about 16 years. I just don't drive vehicles. Just go to work and that's it. That's my whole life. So, but back when I used to drive this frequently, like 15 years ago, I think the biggest challenge in the oil change was just getting in the air, because I don't think that jack fits under it. I think I have to lift up the side first with another jack, and then I can get this under there. We'll see. Yep, I gotta use another jack to lift up the side. No, it fits. I think that's a sign telling me I should stop. Oh shit. I only have one jack stand. There. Alright, I tried to get a little bit of light under here. So, here's the oil filter. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a lot of light in here. Maybe I could brighten up the video in editing. Got to. I got this oil filter wrench. I bought a long time ago for this because after putting these long tubes on here, you can't really get a strap wrench or anything up under there. So that filter wrench just fits on there. And then use a 3/8 socket on it. if I can get it to go into the hole. That's always the struggle, is getting it to go in the hole. It always fights you. There we go. That turns off pretty easy. All right. Now, my goal is always to not get oil all over. Let's take the filter wrench off first. I don't even know if I'm getting anything on film because I can't. It's hard to hold the camera and look at anything. Okay. I'm gonna let that drip a little bit. Actually, I could probably dump the oil at the same time. Yeah, I think I can. 15 millimeter. Oh, that's some clear oil. Maybe I didn't need to change it. Doesn't look like there's anything on that magnet. Most drain plugs have a magnet on the end, so you can kind of see if there's ever any metal in there. Surprisingly, there's not much, but I also don't drive this car. Yeah, look at that oil. That's some years too. That's weird. Take this oil filter off and get oil all down my arm. Might cut this oil filter open. Yeah, I'll probably do that. So, an issue I've been having with this car, I don't really drive it, but I let it sit there and idle up in my driveway and warm up. And when I first started, it'll have 50, 60 psi oil pressure. Once it gets up to operating temperature, it'll get down to nothing. Like so low that the service engine soon light will come on. And I don't know if that's a faulty sensor. I think I changed the sensor. Or I really don't know. Maybe this oil is just so old that it's just too fast. I think that I had put AMSOIL synthetic in here the last time I changed it. So I was debating on switching to conventional. But I ended up just getting the O'Reilly's synthetic, so it probably will have the same consistency. But this was 5W30 in here. And a lot of the vehicle calls for that, but I'm gonna put 10W30 in there to see what that does. It's not like I'm gonna drive it anyway. So what I'm doing now is I'm pre-filling the oil filter. All right, that's enough. And you want to do that so you don't end up having a dry start. I don't really understand how some engines, they have the oil filter going sideways, so you can't pre-fill it, otherwise you dump oil all over. Rear lights. Okay. I should, I'm not going to, but I should drill a little hole in here so I could attach this like just like that. But as I said, I'm not going to. Maybe I should. So many decisions to make when you're laying under a car. If I had a lift, I'd probably do stuff like that, but nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, I'm so tired of my fucking phone ringing. All day long it rings. It constantly rings. You don't want to put the hand tight anyway. Let's see if my wrench does fit on there. I don't think it's... I think I could get it on, but I don't want to get it on right now. Oh. If I get it on next time, I don't think I could get it back off, so... I don't think I'll be able to use this with this filter. But I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'll figure out a way to get it off next time. Maybe I can come through here over the top of the header or something. Give a little wipe down. I don't remember this being so oily under here. And I had put a shift kit on here years ago while I had the pan off, because to put a shift kit on you have to take this pan off and take the valve body off the bottom of the transmission, and you install a new, it's kind of like a gasket, but I don't think it's called a gasket. It's like a separator plate or something like that. It mates the bottom of the transmission to the valve body, and it has different channels and things. So I had to take all that off. So while I was there, I welded a drain plug into the transmission pan. That way I could drain out the transmission oil if I ever need to. Which I probably will never do that again. You know, that's kind of something that you should really consider when doing all these improvements. You know, like when people take stuff apart, they take such great care to put it back together, putting anti-seize on bolts and everything, and the chances are you're never going to take it apart again. You know, that was it. By the time it comes back apart, it's in a wrecking yard. So I don't know, that's something I kind of think about. You know, you try to do such a good job on something that is disposable. I mean, I do a good job because nothing of mine is disposable. When I buy something, it's pretty much for life. So that's kind of my reasoning for doing a really good job. But most people that do that stuff, it's like they're just going to get rid of their car in a couple of years. It's never going to come back apart for them. So why spend all that time trying to make sure everything's put together perfectly and covered in anti-seize and all this and that, even though I do it. Enough with philosophy and psychology. Back to the job. All right, so now we'll set it back down. Okay. There we go. Jack stand out from under there. I like to drop these really fast. Okay, this should take that whole container of oil. Now, when you pour oil, a lot of people will take the spout and have it on the bottom. You don't want to do that. That's when it starts going glug, 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 glug and spitting all over. You want to do it like this, or like this. See that? Nice and smooth, no glugging. The glugging is because it's trying to replace the oil that's being removed from the jug with air, and the only way for the air to get in is through the stream of the oil. So as the oil is exiting the container, air is rushing back in and causing the glugging.
when you turn it on, this way, the oil is already at the bottom and there's an air pocket at the top that can escape at the same time the oil is being pulled out. Science and shit. Of course, when it gets pretty much empty, you can do whatever. Looks good. Struggling to get in the hole again. So now I'm going to start it up. I'm going to let it get up to temperature and see what the oil pressure does. It's funny, I don't really film at my house, and the reason's weird. Okay, so I don't want my neighbors to listen to me talking to myself, which is stupid because even when I'm not filming, I'm talking to myself. So I don't know why it would matter, but that's just how I feel about it. So I'm gonna start it up. Keys. Sit here and idle in the garage. Let it get up to temperature. The most expensive paper towel holder you've ever seen. Go. Go. Doubles. Good girl. Well, it is up to operating temperature. It's close to 40. Yeah, just dropped a little bit. Let's see what the scanner says. Connected? Yeah, it's connected. Who cares about that? These are the O2 sensors. I kind of got it set up so that's the front left one, front right, rear left, rear right. These rear ones are actually just simulators. There's no rear O2 sensors. Coolant's at 215. That's okay. LT ones, they're just made to run a little bit hot. But like I said in another video, your engine should get at least to 212 to boil away water. So, no airs, but I don't like that oil pressure. Maybe this engine just needs a rebuild. That's weird. Why is my mileage not showing? Huh. That's odd. This car only has like 70,000 miles. Guess I'm not gonna put any on it now. So when I get on the gas a little bit, the oil pressure goes right back up. That's weird. It's hot though, and it's before it was dropping all the way to 0 and the service engine soon light was coming on. That was a hiccup. I think that the Opti spark in this thing is bad. Yeah, this Camaro, it's hard to drive. That's part of the reason I never drive it. I really wanted to put fuel injection on it last winter, but never got to it. So that's pretty much how you change the oil on a 97 Firebird Trans Am. The end.